Best Drug Rehabilitation Program, Bernal B.
My problem came when a friend of mine was losing a lot of weight, and I battled my weight. And I'm like, okay, we've tried exercise, we've tried all kind of stuff, what are you doing? And she told me that she was smoking crack. Well, I tried it, and I lost a lot of weight really, really fast, but I continued to lose weight, and I couldn't stop using crack, and all of my money was gone. I was taking things from my family to support my habit. You know, I was hurting a lot of people. I came to Best Drug Rehabilitation broken. I relapsed on Good Friday of this year, and those 3 days picked up right where my addiction left off. The day after Easter, I was in a psychiatric hospital after I tried to commit suicide. Feather, I feel like a new person. I don't have any more secrets. They're dealt with, they're flattened. Nothing's gonna hold me back this time.
And it didn't seem to work, and that's when I really started getting into harder drugs, and then I started getting into meth. And that was really my downfall. I started hanging out with scumbags. Started getting in a lot of trouble with the law. Even more, you know, after I turned 18, I was in and out of jail. And that's just not how I was raised. I just completely disappointed my family. And when it really got bad, you know, my family wouldn't have anything to do with me. They just cut me off. And I was like, gosh, damn. You know, I was just in a deep, dark hole, and I couldn't get out. It's just... And then I met this guy, and he was a meth cook. And I always told myself, you know, I could never go out in the woods and do that. Like, that's just risking my life. It could blow up, you know, I could die. But I did. I went out there with them, and I stayed on it consistently for 3-4 months. I got down to 96 pounds. And that's when I realized, you know, I'm going to die if I don't get help. So my dad found a website, and it had a phone number on it, and I was like, you know, whatever, I'll just call it. So I called it, and this place answered, thank God. When I came in,
I was just tired of the results that I was getting. I've been through treatment about 13 times, and they were 12-step programs, and I was just looking for something different, and this was the answer. And I'm glad I...
Where you going, but you need to get up out of here.
In my addiction, I got to the point where I was no longer talking to family, those who love me, my wife, my kids. Avoided, I isolated a lot, and didn't really want to talk about things. And this helped me to give me the courage and the ability and the tools to face life head on.
Out for me.
I basically feel I'm ready to go home because I've run from responsibility for a long time. I'm 33 years old, and I have been in the Peter Pan complex, if you will, never wanted to grow up. And this is going to help me to, in a sense, kind of give me a little nudge to be able to go home and grow up and be a man and take care of what I need to take care of.
I was a drug addict, was a prostitute, gangbanger, and dope dealer. Today for me is an amazing accomplishment. Today I finished something I've started. For the first time in my life, I love the woman in the mirror that I've become. That wasn't always the case for me. My whole story is when I was 12 years old, I joined a gang. And I started to run from school, started to run from life. And I ended up dabbling in drugs, you know, different kind of drugs at first. And then I met heroin, and heroin took over my entire life. Started prostituting at that point. Just really getting into the worst things possible, that you can imagine. Gang banging, drug dealing, things that I wouldn't do in a normal life for normal reasons. It was pain. My mom died. She chased me for 10 years. And she tried to save me because she seen something in myself that I didn't see. Stuck in a world I created and fueled. I never had structure in my life. I never had anything I gave two seconds for. It was all about me and what I could do and how I could do it. What I could get. For the first time in my life, I actually have dreams.